Hey. So I had to stop by. This is a past project, but I figured what a great opportunity to maybe do a walkthrough and show you how one of our projects is living. And so in this project, I absolutely loved it. The clients were exceptional, the details, the craftsmanship, the people that we had the ability to work with here, exceptional. So it starts with the front door. So the beauty of working with the woodworking shop is I got to design a lot of things that they then put together and built. So we did the front door. We had an artisan do this little scheme here on the side light. But the other thing about being able to design it is we can design it to a 42-inch width. We did a little oversized side light panel. You can see there. You can see here in the ceiling, we have a nice feature, a little raised section. There's 3 or 4 ceilings here that are volume type ceilings. One, which is pretty spectacular. You can see the stairwell here has some really nice detail to it. A lot of the features that we have in the house are these waterfall details. You can see there's actually a piece of bar steel inside that rail that gives it a rigidity that working with the woodworkers, getting the strength and engineering mixed with the aesthetics allows that to be a really shallow piece of wood, but have that rigidity and strength that it needs to be. We have tapered balusters here. These were all hand cut out at the wood shop there. The wall paneling system, it mimics the stair. So the stair is just kind of a smaller scale feature. You see we have the top piece here. There's basically 2 types of wood that we used in the house. There's a mahogany and a vertical grain fir, Doug fir. So you can see a lot of our waterfall work where things just fall down. That's all in mahogany. And then pretty much predominantly most of the wood is fir. And you can see there's the waterfall on the side there. You notice that this wall intentionally, so yours? So, yeah. So the wall here was intentionally opened so that when you come in, you get to see what I think is the nicest ceiling in the house, so that you always get the opportunity to see it. And you get a little glimpse of it there, but why don't we just take a walk into this room and you can see here. So this is a barrel vaulted coffered ceiling. It's all vertical grain Doug fir. We have 5 panels in length. Each one of those panels is about 34 inches, I believe. But the ceiling was made in 5 sections that the wood shop brought over, hoisted into position, and then pushed over and interlocked with each other. And then we have a detail along both edges at the bottom there that after these were locked into place, they simply closed off that little 1/4 of an inch gap that was left there. Behind me, you can see we have a bunch of bookshelves. They're complemented with the nice big fireplace. This is one of those gas fireplaces that you can play around with different looks there. So, and again, we have the mahogany here mixed with the Doug fir, the shelving. We even did, fir V-groove in the back there, but so that we're always looking at that wood. Now, one of the things to point out that I think is one of my favorite aspects of this job is all of this fir was bought at the same time in one lot. So no matter where we go in the house, when we look at a piece of Doug fir, it matches the Doug fir on a door in the bathroom or a door in the basement. That there's none that are different colored Doug firs or a different texture. It's all the same wood. Even the soffit work here, you can see we did a V-groove panel in Doug fir. The windows here are Euro style, triple glazed. We'll talk about those as we walk through the house, but let's check out some of the other features here. We'll head out into the sunroom here. We even got to develop some of the furniture. You can see there's some of that mahogany mixed with the Doug fir, again, to tie everything together in the house. But yeah, coming out into the sunroom here, you know, when you look up, you can see there's that beautiful soffitted Doug fir ceiling. And I rotated each of the 4 panels 90 degrees just to give it a slight differentiation and inconsistency so that it would really help you identify the 4 panels nice and easy, but give a nice rhythm in movement there. So these are those Euro triple glazed windows. They're tilt turn, so the turn function allows a nice ease of cleaning as they turn in, but for ventilation purposes, you tilt them in to basically open them for ventilation purposes. Over here, we have a lift and slide door. Again, these are the company is Schuco. Notice that when you turn the handle, the door actually goes up on a set of wheels. And, you know, this is a 400-pound door panel that we're able to move, you know, basically with your finger. So, you know I love the barrel vaulted ceiling, but it's really hard not to challenge it with this being very close for another one of my favorites. So let's take a look at some of the other details. It's again, you get a nice shot of all the details and how it all gets put together here, from the trapezoidal balusters to the ceiling to the door. You know, the whole project is, if you can't tell, it's about a series of lines, right? Everything's got these lines in it that kind of becomes that cohesive design element that puts things together. As we move down, we can take a jump in here, and you can see all of the doors are the same Doug fir. They're an 1 3/4 door. They're a 1-panel door. We used MTech door hardware here. One of the beauties of it is that all of the casings were made in the woodworking shop. And so they actually had the outer casing, all these pieces were connected. And then on the inside they were connected. And then you had the door frame. So they had those 3 pieces, and the stops were free. So that channel there, these were left unattached. So when they went to install them, they basically, this is all biscuited into the frame and holding that nice and tight. And then the frame is screwed into the framing, and then the stop is attached and glued in place there. So what that does is it gives you a nice clean finish here with no view of any mechanical fasteners. Everything is blind fastened here. And here you can see we have our Jack and Jill bath, but to still maintain the light coming through, we moved to a glass panel. We used the rain glass for our door panels here. And then again, going back to the mahogany, remember we had those 2 woods, we did a number of the vanities out of the mahogany here. So looks looking good. So all of the bedrooms here, again, they all pretty much have the same Same setup. They all have the, the same window treatment. They all have the same Euro tilt turn. Here we just chose to make one side of them the tilt turn and have a nice large picture associated with that. Take a walk down here. I think we can, in the laundry room, again, we use that mahogany. It's on both sides. Again, just trying to keep that nice cohesive look. We'll take a quick peek here into the bedroom. So the bedroom starts out, they have their own private little deck here. We have obviously a door out to it, but the door is also a vent. So it tilts in just like the standard windows do. Here we did some wooden wainscoting up about 60% of the wall to match the aesthetic of the windows that we used, just to give it a slightly different flair, given that this is the owner's bedroom. Take a quick walk into the bathroom here. So we go by a nice sizable walk-in closet there, and you can see we have let's see what we got here. We have a nice single slope shower, trench drain, some fancy tile, makes the homeowner happy. All of our toilets are wall mounted systems. They all have the washlet bidet system on them. Yeah, who doesn't like a heated seat in the morning, right? The medicine cabinets are touch light. And and again, I just wanted to point out, I thought it was very important to the homeowners, every time they come walking down the hall, they get to see that premium style ceiling treatment, that barrel vaulted ceiling. So, it was something that I fought long and hard for. The client questioned leaving the top of the wall open, but I think having the ability to see that is critical. Steve, if you stay right there for a second, I'll show you one feature here. So between the dining room and kitchen, we did these synchronized pocket doors. And as you can see, it's all stained glass panels. We contracted with a local artisan, and she worked up these panels for us on these. And again, these are synchronized, so all you have to do is move one side and the other side moves. Yeah. So turn on some of the lights. So, the kitchen is really set up to be function first. We have the whole cooking arena on the other side. The house is all electric, so we have an induction cooktop there. You can see the primary sink is over there, refrigerator obviously, nice generous island, but then we have a secondary sink here, secondary dishwasher, so you could have a second cook in the kitchen without encroaching on the primary cook space. They have their own windows, etc. We have some very beautiful stainless steel sinks here that are undermount. A couple other short features. One of the things about a kitchen is, hey, where do I put the TV? You know, we want to be able to watch the news in the morning and that. So we actually made a cabinet around the TV, and so you have the ability to pull this out and, you know, have it wherever you want to sit. You can set it for your position and then simply just park it back in place there. And again, all the windows here, Euro tilt turn, triple glazed. We didn't have a whole room for electricity here, so we ended up actually, by requirement of the electrical inspector, we had to add a little mini tower there. But like I said, you know, primarily the cook's area is over here, so people can come in from the outside and move about the kitchen, but never really interrupting any of the work that the cook is doing. There's pantry space directly off of the kitchen. You have the fast cook oven. We have a steam oven, wine fridge, whole coffee bar. We did some oversized drawers. The husband of the client team there has some large pots and stuff for cooking lobsters and etc. So we made him some large drawers, and then we, you know, again, we brought back some of that glass panel deal there. So, you know, one of the things that I think I pride myself on this project is how cohesively knit together the project is. You know, and even here you can see we have that same rain glass, the Doug fir, of course, the ovens, but you know, really beautiful attention to detail by our cabinet makers. Some nice V-grooves that we did in there to delineate the door patterns. But anyways, overall, I think it's a job well done. You know what? Before we leave, I wanted to show you one cool little room downstairs. So let's go check that out. All right, so we're down in the basement. Just wanted to show you this one room before we leave. Obviously, same door style as upstairs. We have the rain glass panels, the MTech hardware here. But we have Joy's. There's the client. This is her craft room. So you can see here, nice little light and airy. But one of the things I want to show you is we did an actual concrete foundation wall well there, so that if you wanted to, you could turn this into a basement bedroom, or just the fact that if you're down here working all the time, you have the ability to climb out in case of a fire. And these are the same, you know, Euro tilt turn windows that we have upstairs throughout the house, in the same fir trim all around. But nice little hideout for the client. She comes down here, she has the ability to get all of her, you know, hobbies in a nice tidy spot here. So anyways, hopefully you enjoyed that tour, and until next time, long live our buildings.